We welcome back to the show from Senate Homeland Security, Senator Ron Johnson. Senator, it's good to have you on, sir. What did you make of this former FBI supervisory special agent in the Wilmington, Delaware office, worked on the criminal probe into Hunter Biden, confirms IRS whistleblowers saying the FBI headquarters did tell federal agents to stand down on interviewing Hunter Biden at his home in December 2020?
Well, hello, Elizabeth. It's good to be on. The evidence keeps mounting about the corruption that is the Biden family. But as the evidence mounts, you don't see the mainstream media covering this at all. They continue to cover up for the Bidens. They don't cover this story. But, Senator Grass and I, we pretty well laid out the case of the vast web of financial foreign entanglements. Certainly convinced me I would never want President Biden to be in office and that compromised. He's a compromised president. It's pretty obvious. I think it's pretty obvious that his family is corrupt, that Hunter Biden committed multiple felonies, that the FBI did not do a thorough investigation. It's certainly not an honest prosecution. But that's the state of affairs right now here in the Capitol and our major news media who just continue to cover up for the Bidens.
You know, so this FBI whistleblower is saying that FBI headquarters did tip off Hunter Biden and the Biden transition team about all this in December 2020. So are you and Senator Grassley worried that Biden's DOJ will retaliate against these whistleblowers?
Absolutely. I come from the private sector. I was shocked when I was holding hearings on whistleblower protection and how it doesn't work that well, and how throughout our government these agencies retaliate against whistleblowers, and it's very effective. I mean, it sends a very strong signal that even though we have these laws on the books to protect whistleblowers, the agencies could care less, and it's very difficult to hold them accountable. Now, we in Congress are in very good faith, do everything we can to protect these whistleblowers, but the reality is something different.
You know, doesn't the media see how weak the Democrat comeback is on all of this? I mean, we have House Oversight Democrat Jamie Raskin saying this is all a distortion, that the FBI whistleblower never knew U.S. attorneys to let or allow any political interference, that it is Justice Department policy to consider election year sensitivities. But that doesn't mean political obstruction never happened. And this happened after the election in 2020, in December 2020.
Well, Elizabeth, you realize in the mainstream media, we don't have journalists anymore. We have advocates for the Democrat Party. So if they see it, they ignore it. They're certainly not going to report on it. They want to make sure their guys get reelected and that Republicans are defeated. That's the way the media behaves nowadays. It's corrupt, it's complicit, it's compliant with whatever Democrats want to convey.
But the American voters don't want to feel like every White House is just campaigning for the next 2 years or 4 years. So the next election is about running with integrity, running America with honesty. And now we've got IRS whistleblowers set to testify in hearings tomorrow. Let's listen to this. Speaker McCarthy showed a video to the GOP conference this morning outlining Biden changing his narrative all the time about what the Biden family was doing with business deals overseas with U.S. adversaries involving suspicious activity, according to U.S. banks. Watch this.
Was anything about those relationships inappropriate or unethical?
Nothing was unethical. My son has not made money in terms of this thing about, what are you talking about, China.
CBS News has learned that more than 150 transactions involving either Hunter or James Biden's global business affairs were flagged as concerning by U.S. banks for further review. Some of those concerns included large wire transfers.
Gary Shapley has been at the IRS for 14 years and told us that the way the Hunter Biden investigation was conducted was, in his words, quote, outside the norm.
I have never discussed with my son or my brother or anyone else anything having to do with their businesses.
Were you? No. Shapley, who is still working for the IRS, told us that even before President Biden took office, he was directed to avoid leads involving Hunter's father.
Hey, pal, it's Dad. It's 8:15 on Wednesday night. If you get a chance, give me a call. Nothing urgent. Just want to talk to you. I thought the article, at least the thing online, it's going to be printed tomorrow in the Times, was good. I think it's clear. And anyway, if you get a chance, give me a call. I love you.
We added that last part, that audio. The top part, Fox Digital got that sound. What do you make of all this, Senator?
Well, let's face it, Joe Biden has been lying through his teeth to the American public for years. He's a plagiarist. By the way, the news media has known he and his family have been profiting off the Biden name for years. Senator Grassley and I laid most of this out in our September 2020 report. It was ignored. We were vilified. We were accused of spreading Russian disinformation. So again, we're getting more pieces of the puzzle. We're getting confirmation of what we've already known. We're getting a few more details. But none of this is a surprise to me. I've known that Joe Biden is corrupt, that he's a proven liar, that he's unfit for office. But once again, when most Americans get their news through either news feeds through the big tech social media giants who are a bunch of radical leftists themselves, through the mainstream media who are a bunch of advocates for the Democrat Party, that's what we get in terms of our politics. We get corrupt individuals that are Democrats that are pushing more government and less freedom, and Americans, unfortunately, too many of them are buying it.
Let's listen to this. We'll give a preview of what the IRS whistleblowers are going to say tomorrow in testimony. You know, Hunter Biden is expected to get a sweetheart deal by the DOJ after a 5-year investigation in the next few weeks. Let's watch this.
Based on all of the financial records that we did find, you know, they've been analyzed. And it was around $8.3 million he received.
From who?
They came from China, from CEFC, came from Ukraine, and from Romania. And you know, even the Burisma money in the 2014 and 2015 tax years, when the Burisma money was coming in, I mean, to this day, there's still around $400,000 of unreported income from Burisma in 2014. Hunter Biden was told by his partner Eric Schwerin that he needed to amend his returns, and he never did. So D.C. U.S. Attorney's Office declining those charges, David Weiss requesting special counsel authority and being denied, and then the statute of limitations then expires in November, December of 2022. So those years are gone, and there's no way to recoup the money from that Burisma income.
So DOJ officials accused of helping Hunter Biden run out the clock on the statute of limitations to protect Joe Biden. House Oversight Chair James Comer is now questioning whether other Biden family members did not pay their taxes on the millions of dollars funneled through those 20 shell companies they set up to take in the cash flows from overseas. Your report and Senator Grassley's report found that out, too. You're questioning that.
Right. Well, first of all, the judge does not have to accept this plea agreement. The judge shouldn't. The judge should demand a thorough and honest investigation and honest prosecution. That's not what we had. Again, this is a miscarriage of justice right now, and we need a thorough investigation, and we need an equal application of the law, which is what we're not getting in this case.
Senator Ron Johnson, thanks for joining us tonight. It's good to see you.
Have a good night.